We got a question from Garrett. It's an interesting question. Um, I have Peter Attia's book here, and he gives all the credit for the loaded carries to someone who's trained in my gym named Mike Easter. So whenever I read the loaded carry section of the book, I'm always like, oh, but I told, yeah. Okay, Peter Attia discusses the 2 minutes of body weight farmer's carry as a fitness standard for males. How would you recommend training with the focus being on increasing the farmer carry to reach the standard? I have access to two 24 kilo bells, 132, a pull-up bar, and a 125-pound strongman bag. Well, the thing is, you have a nice combination of, you have a really nice combination of equipment here. The issue about when you say farmer carry, and this is a problem I have with a lot of people who never really. It's great that now that loaded carries are so popular, and you know what? You're welcome. The cover of my book, Never Let Go. I think that's the Korean version. And the reason I really pushed the loaded carry so much was, my left wrist is in a cast right there, and I was told by my doctor I'd never lift again. So back 20 plus years ago, 22, 23 years ago, I started writing articles and I really started pushing loaded carries at my workshops because it made such a difference. And I think I've shared this before. This is a nice little thing that one of my readers sent me years ago, which I still think is just gorgeous. It's a statue of the cover of the book. I love loaded carries, and the thing about loaded carries and Garrett is I think they have great value, but there's an issue. It's always this. What do you mean by that? So when I say farmer walk, I still use that. To me, means an implement in each hand like this. A suitcase carry is just an implement in one hand, okay? If you're carrying a trap bar deadlift, which most of us now use I test with it too, because it's so much easier to load. If I want 100 kilos or if I want 225 pounds on an American trap bar, you just slide 245s and boom, there you have it. If you want 225 pounds on two farmer bars, there's a lot of math in there, and it's real hard to get to. So the first thing is, are we talking about in each hand half the body weight in two separate dumbbells, or what I have at the gym here? I have farmer bars at the gym. Or are we talking about a trap bar deadlift, which I think is easier personally. It's easier math-wise, but I also think, for some reason, I think they're easier. Same load just seems easier to me. 2 minutes, it seems to me arbitrary. When we do our test out here, we set up two cones and we just see how many loops we can make. We have some, like I have a guy who played linebacker in a Division I school. I can remember him heaving after it had been about 2 minutes, and you're talking about a Division I linebacker. So it's a hard challenge. Doable? Absolutely doable. Now, let's get back to the equipment you have. First off, you have two 24s. I think one of the things I would do if I were you, I would do a lot of the farmer walks with those double 24s, the suitcase carry for the 32s, but get the work in with that big sandbag that you have, that 125. So I would say 3 days a week you should load and carry with the equipment that you have. 1 day a week I would do the farmer walk with the double 24s. 1 day a week I do the 32s, suitcase carry out and back. And then the hard day would be, death marches with that big 125-pound sandbag. Go for that for about 2, maybe 3 weeks. And on the third week, I'd like to see you combine them. So it'd be something along these lines. On the first day of the week, do both the farmer walk and the suitcase carry. The second day of the week, do the suitcase carry and the Rogue strongman bag. There's another option I don't want you to explore, and then on the third day, I'd like to see you do all three. So farmers, suitcase, and the big bag carry. After 3 weeks, so that would be after 3 weeks of doing the single thing, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or 2 weeks, however it works out for you, when you slide up to those doubles day, it's going to be exhausting. Give yourself 2-3 weeks again, and then take a test. I don't know where you're going to find the equipment. Certainly trap bar loaded up to your body weight's one way to go. Maybe a local gym, they'll have, I don't know what your weight is, but say you weigh 200 pounds, 100-pound dumbbell in each hand, and you can either march in place or you can make a short loop and do the 2 minutes. But I see this as something you probably do to 4 to 6 weeks, with just basic low-end reasonable training. It's not impossible, it's doable, but you do have to build up to it a little bit. And I hope that helps, Garrett. Thank you. I do have Peter's book. It's right there. I was listening to his podcast, and he said somewhere that the original book was twice the size. And I thought to myself, holy cow, that's a lot there. I am very happy that he includes loaded carries in all of his work, and I think it is a game changer. A lot of the stuff I read in the longevity books, and I've been candid about this before, I don't like, I just looked down, I saw another, I don't like how many supplements a lot of the longevity books recommend. I don't like all the medical interventions a lot of the books recommend. But loaded carries is something I can hang in now. Milo of Croton, the guy who picked up the bull, every day, he carried it. And that's what made him one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Great, big fan of loaded carries here. Like I usually say at workshops when people ask the question, my answer is usually yes, do them. And so my answer to you, Garrett, is yes, do them in an organized fashion, 4 to 6 weeks. All right, thank you.